Oh, it's almost showtime. Whoa.
Oh,
Get
oh my God,
ready.
it's a minute. Oh, it's a minute. There, everybody wake up. Wake up.
Almost time.
Someone shake your cat boy.
All right. What did you say? Check your catheter. What the heck is
Yeah, man, you got to make sure that sucker doesn't slip out of you in the middle of, it's going to make a mess.
You've been watching those CNN commercials.
I got to tell you. I'll wait for the show.
Hey, Obamacare pays for that. Don't knock
time
it.
for the show. Oh, my God. It's time. Oh, welcome, everybody, to another evening of Lauren and Friends. It's 5 p.m. and at 6 p.m. we have Liz a Day solo. We have Gio recording this for posterity. We have Thinker paying for the whole thing, and we have all of you to thank. Otherwise, this show wouldn't exist. So thank you very much for being here. You may notice the stage is set up to commemorate, all right, Veterans Day, which I think are all over the place. Why not? It was this week. It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so here's the show, okay? There's a lot of stuff going on. We've got a lot of comedians tonight that will do 83 minutes of the show, and I'll do 1 minute. But I was really surprised, okay? This is not in Second Life, but maybe they should have this in Second Life. But I was looking at, since I'm flying away next Friday to Argentina, I was looking that instead of having their regular meal in economy, which is a pack of fucking peanuts for 10 hours.
That'll keep me full.
Very good peanuts, though.
Yeah. You know, I was on a flight recently. I asked for another pack. She said no. I said, what? Anyhow.
You must have been.
What do you expect
So they
for
got
$400
special
a
meals. I
ticket?
don't know if you've seen these special meals, but I was curious about them, and I started reading reviews of them. So Delta has special meals. They have an Asian, they have baby, they have child. But what's really interesting, I'll tell you about some of the meals, all right? I'm told that about 8 of them, regardless of the names, are all the same. They're just a plate of unknown vegetables sitting there, like chewing on string beans for 3 hours.
Figures.
And apparently somebody got their vegetarian meal. It came with beef and shrimp. That's
Yummy.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And the kosher meal comes with barbecue pork. I kid you not. Somebody actually asked in one of these little chat things, well, does the kosher meal come with pork? And then somebody else said, you don't have to be Jewish to order a kosher meal on a flight. To which somebody else replied, yeah, but you're the one they're all going to be looking at and blowing up on the damn plane. You don't want to order a kosher meal, right? But they have Asian, baby, child, bland. I mean, it's already bland. How do you make it more bland?
Who would ask for bland on an airplane?
Diabetic, gluten-free, Hindu, kosher, low calorie, low cholesterol, low fat, low sodium. These are separate, okay? So if you get a low sodium, you might get a lot of fat.
God.
A Muslim Passover. They have a Passover meal, all right? Vegetarian lacto-ovo and vegetarian pure. These are the meals, okay? And apparently they're adding a new one. It's called the Seagram's Alcoholic Anonymous.
Yeah.
You ever go to the airport and you see it's like 6 in the morning and people are ordering Bloody Marys? You know, like, oh, okay, right. I want to get on a plane with you. Yep. And that's all right. They have premium economy dining now. It's better than the ones who are in regular economy. You just imagine on this flight, you know, if you had a crash like Lost, would you have to split the meals according to where you were sitting? I'm sorry, you can't have that.
You only get, I'm sorry, but you only get to eat people in
Okay. All the Jews lined up here, Hindus here. We got 3 kosher meals and 2 Hindu meals. That's it. You guys are over. Yeah. And they have this on the site. No kidding. Non-alcoholic beverage selections are subject to change. What does that mean? Isn't a non-alcoholic beverage like a Coca-Cola? What are they changing it for? A Pepsi?
It
Could be
might
Pepsi.
ferment.
Could be Dr. Pepper. You
They're
know?
not responsible if they run out of the good ones.
Oh, is that right? Do you remember the old days when you get on a plane and it was delayed, they'd give you free drinks? They don't do that anymore, right?
Yeah.
No. they walk around with little machines you have to slide your card through to get stuff, right? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I like getting on a plane with my own food, like caviar, a nice bottle of champagne. Hey, look what we got out here in economy. I got my tickets.
Eggs?
I got my tickets so cheap that it actually says on it, "No way are you going to get an upgrade." You're going to be the last person sitting in economy. Right. I love it. Yep. And so that's the on a flight. Yeah. Most credit cards are
your
accepted.
miles though, right? They're not going to
I guess you get miles. Yeah, I get miles. I get some sort of miles. Yeah. I remember going out for dinner one time, and they came up to me and they said to me, "Would you like to put that on your credit card or on your plastic?" They said, "Would you like to put it on your plastic?" I said, "Sure." I reached in and pulled out my Columbia Music card. I said, "Put it on this." Now you got to be old to remember the Columbia Music card. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you joined, you got 10 records that would be obsolete within a year.
Yep.
No, my uncle worked for RCA. He used to send free stuff.
Yeah, that free stuff. Yeah. My brother used to work for NBC. I used to just go over there and steal shit. I mean, come on, why not? I mean, is this a big deal? No. And this is, I think Haley said something the other day. We were out shopping, and she said, I really don't know if I'm in a mess shape right now. What does that mean? I can't wear any of these clothes. I've been eating too many prim lately. Yeah, nothing fits me. Yeah. And don't you love, people get on these planes and they bring their own food, It's one thing to bring food that has some sort of not so overwhelmingly powerful aroma. But if you got somebody with kimchi on the one side of you and on the other side of you is somebody with Kentucky Fried Chicken or something, it's like, this is a flight to hell, please.
Polish kielbasa.
Right. Yeah. I'm just going to bring a little grill. They say, can
There you go.
just open your grill right on.
Little propane thing with your lighter going.
Yeah. I have a little hibachi going. And now you can immediately you don't have to, gate to gate, you don't have to turn off your phones or anything except for, you got airplane mode, I think, right? Yeah. And he's going to do his worse than what's this? You got a metal knee? Yeah. And the TSA explanation was he's going to do is worse than the procedure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I always tell them when they're patting me down, could you just pat a little higher, please? Just a little bit right there. That'd be very good. You mind scratching? My back itches.
Yeah, this feels suspicious right here. Keep patting.
Yeah, right. Oh, listen to this. This is wild as can be. I was waiting in line for a plane a couple of weeks ago, to go through the check-in. And these two people were talking about the last time they were standing in line. Some big, heavy-set guy took his belt off, and his pants fell down, and he wasn't wearing any underwear.
Oh,
no.
Wow.
It's just, yeah. Oh, yeah, keep patting, right, Tendalia? Keep patting, right. So that's it. I can just imagine, this is going to eventually be, in the planes, they're going to have all sorts of sections, like the real poor, the not so poor, the lower class, the middle class, the upper class. And when you get up to the 1/10 of 1%, that's the fucking jet passing you outside your window. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Stabilino, how are you? Orchid put up on something. She found this thing that gave a very good description of the difference between the economics from the 1/10 of 1% all the way down to whatever the one. Did you know? And somebody else sent me this. 300 people on the planet actually own more stuff than 3 billion people on the planet. Isn't that wild? I think the 3 billion people should just go over to their houses. It's not that hard, 3 billion, finding 300 people. Hey, I want that fucking TV, buddy.
You can take 'em.
What's in the refrigerator?
So you're saying Bill Gates and his family own everything, huh?
Yeah, and Bill Gates is just one of them, not a big deal. How about that guy in Brazil? He was worth 34 billion, and then he wasn't worth anything. That's amazing. I lose $1, I'm upset.
He bought
must be maniacal. Yeah, exactly. Google Plus, right? And if you want to get a Bloody Mary on the plane, they always use, right, Mr. and Mrs. T Bloody Mary. This family must be interesting. Mr. and Mrs. T, who came up with this, like, hey, you want another one of those? We'd sell those to everybody, right? Yeah. Anyhow, it's kind of fun, the whole thing, whole traveling thing, which I'll be doing next Friday. And, of course, for those of you who don't know, Timmery and Catboy will be co-hosting next Tuesday. No, not next, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm here next Tuesday. Don't miss that. Yeah. I know you made that mistake, right? Exactly. So I like this little quote from Delta. We're doing all we can to satisfy your hunger, no matter what your taste buds are calling for. Yeah, bullshit. I'm getting on the plane. I'm going, this isn't satisfying anybody. Who makes this stuff? Oh, so that's where that pink slime from McDonald's is. It's up here. God. Yeah. I mean, I just want, it'd be great on the plane. Can you imagine if they had to hand out that really everybody ordered a special meal? So you had Asian, baby, child, bland, diabetic, gluten-free, Hindu, kosher. And the poor stewardess is running around the plane trying to hand out these meals.
You need to have a fucking plane flying next to the plane just carrying the food. Right. Pass over a kosher baby!
Gefilte. It's fish. What?
Yeah. That's it.
I'll toast it.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. And now, didn't American and whatever that other one that nearly crashed, U.S. Air, they've joined to make the largest non-functional airline in the world. And they sell us like, oh, this is going to be better for the consumer. Right. Sure. Yeah, I'll buy into that. Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't there something like way back in the beginning of the 19th century called robber barons and stuff like that? There was some sort of rules and regulations on all that. Do you remember? Yeah. So anyhow, we're having some fun. All right. And as you saw up here, yeah. So let's see. Who do we have coming up here tonight? Well, we got 3 people. And you know who hasn't been up here first in a long time because he hasn't even been here? Ooh, but Doc Grun hasn't been first, right? Doc, you ready to get up here and do a little,
let's
little
do
something?
Yay!
All right, come on, Doc. Way to go.
Yeah, Doc.
Good evening, everyone. As Lauren may have told you last week, I couldn't be here because I was the only one in my department who showed up for work last Tuesday, as I was the only one who did not eat at the brand new deli that just opened up across the street, and as a result was the only one who did not contract a case of food poisoning. Which I'm told was available at no extra charge when ordering basically anything on the menu. Nothing like a good old sprinkling of botulism on your ham and rye to spice things up for the next 2 or 3 days. Okay, well, we're a week gone because I had all this stuff prepared yesterday or last week, but another Halloween is coming past, and like many of us, we stocked up on candy for the little ghouls and goblins that darken our doors, and this was my first Halloween at my apartment, and not knowing how many kids would be coming, I bought 10 bags of various candy. Now, I always buy the candy that I like myself, just in case nobody shows up. Well, guess what? I didn't get a single kid. I did, however, hear that several apartments next to me were broke into and stuff was taken. So next year I'm planning to give out flat screen TVs and iPads. Maybe I'll get a few more kids this year. So right now I'm daily medicating myself into a diabetic coma thanks to the Hershey Corporation. Nothing like 10 Kit Kats and a Diet Coke for dinner. Yum, yum. Live the life Fandango. Okay, but my Roomba was in the spirit of the holiday. It dressed up like a trash can, hoping I'd put it out for the garbage and it would escape.
Oh my God, I love your Roomba.
I'm convinced the thing is suicidal. Remember I told you it pulled down one of my ties and tried to choke on it? Well, now it's discovered the joy of shredding toilet paper into the finest confetti you've ever seen and then spreading it all over the house. It grabbed a full roll that was hanging a bit too low, and it sucked it up and chewed on it. Then when its little compartment thing was full, it just went around the house shitting the white powder all over my rugs. Okay? So I've been papered for Halloween, but I've been papered from the inside, okay? Yeah, I got TP'd. I don't know where it gets its mean streak, but when I logged into my iPad, it was on a website for practical jokes, so I think they've been talking to each other. Now, a couple things here. I read an article this week of the top questions you cannot ask during a job interview. You know, we're also politically correct these days. You can't ask things like, what country are you from? What's your religion? Are you married? Were you ever arrested? Common sense things like that. And there are other ways to ask to get the information that you want, but you can ask those direct questions. But because I work in the South, there are some other questions I can add to this. So anybody out there that's an employer or a manager, here's a couple more common sense interview no-nos, just in case you haven't got this far yet. Some of the questions you shouldn't be asking is, were you always this fat? That's a no-no, okay? Are those your tits or are you stealing basketballs? I find that when I ask that one, I usually get myself in trouble. Did your pimp dress you for this interview? After about the first 5 minutes, I come up with, were you born an asshole or do you have to work at it? Okay. Then there's my favorite. Did your parents have any children who lived? And have you mastered the art of walking and chewing gum at the same time? That usually ends about 30% of my interviews. Now, here's a good one. Tell me why 14 years of flipping burgers qualifies you to be an HR manager. Be surprised the answers that you get. And based on your answers so far, when you said you were terminated from your last job, were you speaking figuratively? Just a little helpful hint from your old buddy Doc. Okay. Now, on to this week's news that's fit to ridicule. You probably heard about this. In a sign of the times, the once giant video Blockbuster announced it would close its remaining 300 brick-and-mortar rental stores and switch to streaming media only. You probably heard about this. The last online video rental was, in fact, rented on November 9th in Hawaii. The purchaser chose the appropriate title, This is the End, okay? Now, in an attempt to cash in on the burgeoning streaming video market and to continue their business model, Linden Labs has announced they will begin renting movies, starting with a documentary they made on Second Life titled, Oh, Look, Someone Logged On. Okay, in science news this week, India announced its plans to launch a space probe to Mars, making it the first Asian nation to land a vehicle on the red planet. This is pretty cool. It's good news for the rest of us, because now when we get to Mars, there'll already be a 7-Eleven on every hilltop just waiting there for us.
All right.
And the makers of the Mars Candy Bar announced plans to open a factory there, with the principal product being made there, something called the Earth Bar. I hear it's going to be a hit. Now, in the honey, hold my beer and watch this department, a Georgia man who accidentally lit his wife ablaze is now trying to douse a legal inferno. Authorities are set to charge Austin Dawkins with reckless endangerment after he started a fire last month that badly burned his wife while flicking a lighter next to his gas tank. Security footage shows the pair talking while pumping gas at a Clarksville gas station when flames burned Jessica Dawkins. A warrant's been issued for him. He hasn't turned himself in yet. The inferno caused The inferno caused second and third degree burns on Ms. Dawkins' legs, arms, back, and head, adding that Mr. Dawkins also injured his hand, presumably sustained when he was beating his wife in the face with his fist to extinguish the flames. Now, video shows Ms. Dawkins walking up to her husband as he pumps gas. The amateur pyro then shows her a lighter before flicking it next to the gas tank, which immediately sparks a fire and burns Ms. Dawkins as she ran away. There was no word on the condition of the truck. Now, in an interview this week, Cher was asked what she would say to Sonny Bono if she had just 1 minute. Without hesitation, she said, "How hot is it where you are there right now?" This was in reference to Sonny's alleged multiple affairs during their time together, sometimes with as many as 5 women. Now, we're talking Sonny Bono, guys, okay? 5 women. And the belief that she's in hell, okay? Now, since I have a contact there, okay, I thought I'd get a first-hand account of this. So hang on a second, and I'll bring him on the line. Hello? Hello, sir, are you there? Hello? Hello? Yes, give me a minute. Teddy, put down the damn martini and go park the car. When I return, Mary Jo and the All right, shut up, Teddy. Okay, Doc, sorry about that. No problem. Mr. President, happy to talk to you again. Okay, we're trying to get confirmation that Sonny Bono is a resident there with you. Yes, he's here. Quite the ladies' man, too. I've been to one of his shows. He's adapted a lot of his songs for the crowd down here. Want to hear some of his favorites? I'd love to, okay? Well, he starts off his show with, "I got you, babe, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you." That's one of my favorite, Mr. President. Then he jumps into "My best friend's girl is out of sight, 'cause she's under the table giving me head." Everybody loves that one. Then he jumps into "Mama was a rock and roll singer, Daddy screwed the drummer." I don't know where they got that one from, Doc. Then there's "Laugh at Me, 'cause I look fucking stupid even in 1966. I have to agree with that, Mr. President. Then he jumps into "Have I stayed too long, 'cause your husband will be home any minute." Then he brings it home with "Bang Bang." I think that one speaks for itself, Doc. Yeah, Mr. President, yes, it does. Okay. Then one of his final ones is "Girls Don't Come, but I do, so who cares?" I really like that one. And my favorite, an updated version of Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves called "Boehner, Obama, and Cruz." And that's his show. Okay. Mr. President, that's wonderful. And how's he being received down there? Oh, they love him, Doc. He's hot. But then everything's hot down here, Doc. Damn hot. Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. President, for once again for your unique take on this. Good to talk to you again, Doc. Now I have to go. Teddy's wrecked Jim Morrison's electric wheelchair. There's going to be hell to pay. Actually, Mr. President, since this is a special occasion, would you be so kind as to take us out tonight on our final segment? Why, certainly, Doc. Teddy's busy covering up some incriminating tire tracks, so I have some time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with the esteemed President Nixon. So here we go, Second Lifers. Here is this week's presidential version of the lightning round. 6 kids showed up for Halloween down here with no costumes on, just dressed like ordinary people. They said, "We're the 6 people who signed up for Obamacare on the first day." For Halloween this year, the Obamas gave out dried fruit to more than 5,000 trick-or-treaters. In a related story, today's workers outside the White House had to sweep up 5,000 pieces of dried fruit. The Republicans are saying this is the worst presidential lie ever. Yes, Bush lied about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq and got thousands of people killed and said the war would pay for itself. But remember, people, those were white lies. Anybody try to sign up for Obamacare? Anybody try to sign up for Obamacare? It's impossible, and everybody's furious. The Republicans are upset about Obamacare because something they tried to stop now won't get started. Damn it, they're upset about that. It's really trick-or-treat time at the White House. President Obama tricked us into thinking we'd be able to afford treatment. Lucky I don't need that anymore. The president said he didn't know we were spying on our allies. He didn't know about the problems with the healthcare website. Have you heard the latest? Now the president claims he doesn't know how Breaking Bad ended. How could anybody not know that? A new story found that 30% of Americans admit to getting most of their news from Facebook. You can tell news anchors are trying to compete with Facebook because tonight Brian Williams' top story was a picture of his fucking cat. Okay. And people are already talking about next presidential race, which is still a few years away, Doc. In fact, a new poll found that 48% of New Jersey wants Chris Christie to run for president in 2016, which isn't surprising since Christie actually makes up 48% of New Jersey. President Obama's Facebook account was hacked. It was hacked by the Syrian Electronic Army. When Obama found out about this, he asked, "Could you guys fix the Obamacare website?" I didn't hear back on that. There was some good news today already for the embattled Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius. Obamacare will cover all her injuries after the White House throws her under the bus. Folks, she is totally covered. Obama is also being criticized for the Obamacare website. You know what's wrong with that website? A lot of the people trying to sign up for Obamacare are elderly, so you've already lost them at website. Don't they understand that shit? According to a new report, more than 700 fake Obamacare websites have been created. Security experts say it's simple to identify the phony sites because they are easy to log onto. The Obamacare website is not the only one crashing. The NSA website went offline Friday after suspected hackers broke into it. Hey, NSA, it's not so much fun when people are sneaking into your computer, is it? Obama said they had some glitches with the Affordable Care website. Let me tell you something, Doc. If you order a pair of pants online and they send you the wrong color, that's a glitch. This is a fucking Carnival cruise, for God's sake. The U.S. has been spying on German Chancellor Angela Merkel for more than 10 years, Doc. Merkel actually called Obama to say eavesdropping on allies is, quote, not acceptable. Then Obama said, yeah, that's not what you said to England. Americans have waited 70 years for affordable health care, but if the website takes more than an hour, fuck it, I'm watching a cat video. For the first time, a clear majority, 58% of Americans now want pot to be legal. Yes, freedom keeps moving forward in America. Soon a gay man will be able to legally share a joint with his husband and smoke pot too. What a country. And I'm getting to it now. And a new report found that 700 IRS employees owe a combined $5.4 million in back taxes. When IRS workers got the news, they said, oh man, I hope I don't find out about this. Folks, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest.
What a show
Don't
tonight.
sign up for Obamacare.
Oh, what a great. That's rocking. That's rocking. I can tell you, that was fantastic. Yeah, but I got to tell you something, Doc. You know, you talk about the federal government and Obamacare, but, you know, the states have their problems, and, you know, Republicans wanted the states to create their own care packages, all right? Now, I got to tell you something. The states have some issues. Let's take a look at some of the fun little laws that exist in various states. You know, in Alabama prohibits flicking boogers in the wind, okay? Now, come on, that's against the law in Alabama, and you want them to take care of it. Baltimore, okay, you can't spit on the sidewalk. And in New York, you cannot stick your thumb to your nose and wiggle your finger at someone, which probably explains why they just give you the big middle finger right in your face, because you can do that, right? West Virginia ensures that cowards are not mocked by jailing folks who tease them. Okay? Pocatello, Idaho doesn't let motorists or pedestrians scowl or grimace, and much to the chagrin of pet lovers, Oklahoma will throw you in the clink for making a funny face at a dog. Okay? Now think about that, Doc. Right? Yeah, Montana doesn't let men with shaved chests run around in public, which probably smart, anyhow, given how depressingly cold it gets there in the winter. New Mexico doesn't let women go into public unshaven, a law probably better served for states with a coastline. Washington won't let motorists with criminal intentions enter city limits without notifying the chief of police. Can you imagine that? Yeah. I think I'm going to rob a bank. Let me call the chief of police and let him know I'm on my way. Right. That's going to happen. Right. Texas really enforces pleasantries by requiring criminals to notify their victims 24 hours in advance of the nature of the crime yet to be committed.
No.
Only Texas can come up with that, right?
That's nuts.
Hi there. I'm coming to kill you. And less than 24 hours. Louisiana really controls the violent assault weapons of dentures by charging someone with aggravated assault if they bite someone using false teeth. By contrast, using natural teeth is only a simple assault. All right. Finally, being rude has no place in America either. In North Dakota, you may not wear your hat while dancing, and in Connecticut, ensures politicians get their point across by not allowing anyone to start a Scrabble game while waiting for them to speak. Okay? So,
Good God.
you know, I wonder what these guys would have done, right? Property rights are standard hat in free society, which really should make us wonder at some of these laws that govern the way we use it. Georgia requires you own a gun if you own a home. You got to have a gun and a home, right? Right. And if you own a home in Pennsylvania, though, don't get bothered sweeping any dirt under the rug because it's illegal to sweep dirt under the rug. Yeah, think you're free of government control. If you're in agriculture, think again. Vermont requires restaurants to serve margarine in triangle patties. And Wisconsin won't serve it in prison at all. New Jersey won't let you sell cabbage on Sundays. And Oregon prohibits canned corn from being used as fishing bait. And just in case you're worrying about those pesky laws regarding cattle in New Hampshire, make sure they're fitted with a device to collect their feces when they cross the state line. I got a few more. You want a few more? I got so many of these. It's a waste of time. Well, we got to bring somebody. Yeah, a few more? All right. All right, here's some more. Michigan won't let you have sex in a car unless it's parked on your own property. Well, you can do it anywhere you want in Maine. Don't plan on buying a car on Sunday unless that's plumbing. Yep. Cedar Rapids, Iowa forbids the telling of fortunes, but South Carolina will let you get a permit. In other parts of the sideshow, Springfield, Illinois prohibits midget tossing in bars, but does allow it in other parts of the city with a permit. Yeah.
With a permit.
By the way, you got to give Florida some credit. Florida will find a woman who kills herself by electrocution in a bathtub with a self-beautification utensil. I mean, if you killed yourself, what's the fine for? Okay. California City will fine you if you detonate a nuclear device and you didn't destroy everything first. Crimes against nature are forbidden in Tennessee. One cannot kill a housefly within 160 feet of a church in Ohio. In what should be common sense, Alaska doesn't want you waking bears for the purpose of taking pictures. And the chicken labor lobby has set the egg-laying workday in Virginia between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And Nebraska saves whales by prohibiting whale fishing in the state. Now, if any of you don't know where Nebraska is, look it up on a fucking map because you're never going to find a whale in Nebraska.
Depends.
Not a live one.
Yeah,
That's a whale of a story.
yeah, if you don't think physical impossibilities are out of the question, Minnesota will ask you for the date of death on a tax form. Yeah, of your death, by the way. You got to fill it in. Kansas will not let trains pass one another on the same track until one train passes the other. Now figure that one out, okay? However, there is no magic in these state laws that govern our relationships with one another. In fact, it's surprising that relationships last at all. At least Delaware is trying to help by preventing marriages that occur on a dare. Mississippi won't even let a man seduce a woman by promising her marriage, much to the chagrin of frat boys at Ole Miss. By the way, in case you don't know, there's a whole new app for your phone where you can bribe a date. Have you all heard about that? You can bribe a date by offering. Yeah, there you go. That's. Yeah, right.
No.
North Carolina declares that a marriage can be annulled if one of the partners is impotent, and Rhode Island allows for lunacy as grounds for a divorce. Better keep your women on a leash in Utah because husbands are responsible for their wives' criminal behavior in their presence. And in the battle to make sure that Americans practice safe sex, Wyoming doesn't allow it to happen while standing up in a walk-in meat freezer.
Drat.
Sioux City, South Dakota requires all hotels to have 2 twin beds and doesn't let anyone have any fun on the floor in between. And just for good measure, Massachusetts has a law that doesn't allow women on top.
Oh,
God.
never going
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to keep the morality here, Durango, Colorado doesn't let people dress unbecoming of your sex. Kentucky requires you register nude people that are in your home in order to prevent the charlatans from causing problems. And Missouri requires single men between 18 and 50 to pay $1 tax. And Indiana says you have to work on a public road 6 days a year. There you go, Doc. All right? You want these guys to write their own health care laws, right? Look at what they're doing with the laws in their own states. And next up. All right, let's bring Catboy up here and Roger 990.
Hey,
from our family.
Catboy.
And let's not forget, 25 minutes. We've got none other than Liz Solo, who's in the house right now, getting ready. She's written some new songs. She's really doing some terrific stuff. And there you go, Catboy. You're up there.
All right, here, let me start off with a picture. Now, you know that I'm not going to let a week go by without bringing up my favorite subject these days, Rob Ford. You're saying,
Everybody's
how come you're talking about Rob Ford? Well, maybe you don't know what a bit of comedy gold this man truly is. Just recently, he came out with a bauble figure which sold out in Toronto. The day it came out, it sold out. Now, here's a picture of the bauble figure, and there's a picture of Rob Ford. I gotta say, Rob Ford is the very first celebrity I've ever seen where a bauble figure makes you look slim. Okay, now what's been going on with Rob Ford
looks like
lately?
he's gonna
Oh my gosh.
explode.
Yeah, Canada's favorite train wreck. Perhaps you don't know what happened, why he's famous. Okay, more than a week ago, he had confessed that he had taken drugs. Afterwards, get a load of this. This is a true story. You could look this up. His approval rating went up 5 points after he admitted
Sure did.
that he took that he takes crack cocaine. I love how one addiction becomes the excuse for the other one, because they asked him, why are you smoking crack cocaine? He said, well, because he was blasted drunk at the time. Now, occasionally, he likes to embarrass himself. Yeah. Why smoke cocaine? Because I was pissed drunk. Well, he gets into trouble all the time because of his drinking. So the next time he gets in trouble from drinking, he's going to say, why did that happen? Oh, that's because I was smoking crack all day. So why were you smoking crack? Because I was drinking, you see. It's a cycle, vicious cycle. There you go. It just erases itself. Okay, now, I don't know if anyone knows, but there are 2 videos that came out embarrassing Toronto Mayor. Of course, there's the first one that was of him smoking crack cocaine. The second video came out where he was threatening to kill somebody who had the crack video, as later found out. Now, get a load of this. There's a third tape that's out there. Toronto Ford, the sex tape.
All right.
No, really?
Yeah. The
Closes
sex
my
tape. It
eyes.
depicts a completely naked Rob Ford. He's outdoors and he's having sex with teenage girls at an outdoor party. But I do have some good news. I believe that the tape was revealed to actually be David Attenborough's Elephant Safari. Okay, I'm going to give you a question. What is the difference between Rob Ford and Obama? I mean, aside from 200 pounds of man ball. What's the difference? One of them likes pipelines, and the other one likes pipes and lines. Eh? Okay. Ba-ba-ba-da. Wah. Okay, I'm going to let Rob off the hook until the next time he does something to embarrass himself. All right. Recently, get a load of this, something in science. Scientists say that we have a 2% chance of discovering advanced alien life within the next 10 years. Well, if
Yeah,
they're so
we've heard that every 10 years.
yeah.
Oklahoma.
I got a question. Advanced alien life, if they're so smart, why haven't they found us first? I mean, can you imagine how embarrassing it would be for them if we discover an advanced alien species and it's like, oh, gee, humans, we didn't know you were there. Well, I guess you're not so smart after all. Were you?
They got a bad review on TripAdvisor.
Google Earth fucked them up again.
Well, actually, there's a pretty good reason. I have a theory as to why aliens have not contacted us, and that is, a lot of people probably don't know this, but I'm going to give you 2 absolutely true stories. Human beings have actually communicated successfully with other species on Earth, and I'll tell you how that went. We taught sign language to a gorilla whose name was Coco. Coco was in trouble because Coco kept asking everyone to show him her tits all the time. Now get all this. And also, back in the 1950s, the Army tried to communicate with dolphins, and the only thing they discovered was when you could communicate with dolphins, all they want is hand jobs. Absolutely true. This is what happens when you learn to communicate with a less advanced species. So the reason why aliens don't bother communicating with us is they got better things to do than to come onto Earth to kidnap some redneck who's just going to say, "Stick me in the ass with the ammo probe, baby. Let's do this. Come on, bring it on." Okay, now has anyone heard about the controversy going on with Google is forcing people to use, YouTube is forcing people to use Google Plus in order to read any reviews on YouTube. Okay, I've got this mixed up here. The reason why is because I put my stuff on Google Plus and now I can't find it. I organized my notes on Google Plus. Sorry about that. Here it is. Recently, let's see. The transition has been going about as smoothly as Obamacare website. Criticized for the sloppy architecture and not being able to find comments in their inbox or anywhere else for that matter, Google has responded saying, "We created a forum where people are free to complain about being forced to use Google Plus." There's a problem with that, and that is if you want to go there to complain, you have to be on the Google Plus forum website first. You have to be on Google Plus. And so that's all I've got for tonight, because Google Plus apparently has eaten up the rest of my routine. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, Kevin.
Oh, good night. Bravo.
That
Lauren, promote that I just posted.
Oh, there's one thing I wanted to say. Yeah. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting this every week. I directed a movie last year. It was called Blade Runner Dreams. It has been nominated on Machinima Expo. So if everyone knows where Machinima Expo, just type that into Google search. It'll be the first thing that turns up, and you'll see it there with a bunch of other films that have been made in Second Life. And they are going to be having events in Second Life, because where else could they possibly go? Where they're going to have like live juries and talking about Machinima and stuff like that. So there you go.
Fantastic. Bravo.
Right.
And Lauren,
well done.
and Lauren gets to promote that now.
Please.
What do you want?
Vote for me.
What?
That's your
What?
Lauren is funny on Google Plus. Just it's right way. See if you can find it.
All right.
luck
If
with
you
that.
want
Click on the-
to join another
on the
group,
green
you can join that group and join that group and that group and that group. Okay, that's great.
And that group.
Find
And
that
the other
group.
group over there.
And you probably can find it.
Well, just put it in there so they can find it. Tell somebody type it in, right?
I just did.
Yeah.
There
Did
it is
you? Where?
again.
Yeah,
On
type
chat,
it again
in
because
chat.
it's in chat.
There it is.
There it is. It's
In
in
chat.
chat.
Look in
Okay,
chat.
there you go. Yeah. So, yep. Life's interesting. Did you see, by the way, this painting from 1969 by this guy Bacon sold for $142.4 million. You know, you'd think the Federal Reserve has finally put enough money into the system. It's just not getting down to us. you know, we need a Federal Reserve of the people, not a Federal Reserve of the rich, right? Don't you think? Yeah. Ridiculous. And trickle down economy, right? Trickle down. Let me tell you something. Trickle down never is good. I don't want anything to be trickling down on top of me, all right? And what is that? You're going to pee on my head, right? Yeah. And this is the whole
Only
thing.
once.
Yeah, right. Let me tell you, they light one more candle talking about taper. I'm going to tell them meltdown. You know, I'm so tired of that shit, too. You know, that's a whole bunch of them. So some of the worst business ideas ever. Now, some of you know some of these. And then next, coming up after I'm done with this, Roger 990 is going to get ready. And then, of course, we're going to have, of course, our wonderful own Lizzie Solo, who comes here regularly. All right, here are some things. This was one of the dumb ideas. You know, people used to put antenna balls on their car antennas if they had an SUV, so that when they went into the garage, they would know about not breaking their antenna in the garage. But people have put them on everything. and somebody had to sell those things, and they made them kind of special, you know. So that's a dumb idea, right? The whoopee cushion being sold since 1930. They're still selling these things, right?
Wow.
Did anybody ever like sitting on a whoopee cushion? I mean, if you really want to sit on a big one, get a Tempur-Pedic bed. It sounds just the same when you pop into it, you know. Yeah. And how about this for a dumb idea? Doggles. Somebody made glasses for dogs, sunglasses for dogs. Have you seen this? Dogs walking around with sunglasses. Is there too much money somewhere? Yep. And the clapper. Oh, I mean, do people still have the clapper? You know. Honey, can you wake up? And somebody actually sold, you guys forget this, but somebody had a web page with 1 million pixels and sold each pixel for $1. They collected $1 million for having nothing more than a static. Yeah. Sounds a lot like Second Life, right? Buying property here. I spent more than $1 for a pixel. And the Chia Pet, Snuggles. You still have your mood ring? If my mood ring was right, it would be fucking pissed off.
Pet rock.
Yeah. And how about this? Somebody actually created something called a Flowbee. Does anybody know what a Flowbee is?
That's that
hair cutter.
A
hair
vacuum for your haircut. Yeah, right.
Yes.
I mean, please. That's really, you know.
Whoever knew that,
right.
you're scaring me.
And of course, the one that made an awful lot of money, as you know, was the person who came up with the pet rock. Right. Exactly.
My pet rock.
The pet rock. And with that, let's bring up Roger 990. You ready, Roger?
All right, Roger.
Come on up, Roger. Rocking it.
Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
Roger.
Thanks, guys. I'll keep it short and sweet as I do usually. I've been looking at house buying and stuff like that in America, and then I looked at an article that they're trying to sell Ed Gein's house. $250,000. What a steal! Oh dear. You bring the wife along and she says something, oh, I'm not so sure about this, honey. It'll be fine. There's blood dripping from the ceiling. Blood? That's your red sap, you tart. She knows nothing about kind of house buying, does she? Only bring her along to get the house, the price is down, But the guy had to remove it. But I think it's perfect. I mean, Ed Gein was a nutter. He said Ma, you're cold. Yeah, I'm getting, I'm fucking freezing. But the thing is, the worst thing Ed Gein ever did is kill others, because he filled the house with so many voices. So when he says, I got your blanket, Ma, wrap up, everybody said, hang on, is he taking fucking requests? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a heater in this bathroom, Oh, can I get snuggly slippers? That's it, Ed, get a pen. Oh, I know what you're saying. Even more than I was already. Now, I think 250,000 is a steal for a house. $250,000 in today's property markets. And every time there's a murder and stuff like that, cuts up in the bathtub and stuff like that, you think it drops $100,000. Fucking steal. And someone said to me, no one will go in there. I couldn't give a shit. Evil spirits, supernatural plinky plonk. You've got kind of a black woman next door shaking your beads. That's all you need instead of Whoopi Goldberg. I'm fucking taking it. Fucking sold. I've talked a lot about galactic and space and stuff like that. And I guess you all heard Richard Branson's going into space. Virgin Galactic. He's going to be
Lady Gaga
for $250,000. Jesus. He'll be up there. And they'll say, Richard Branson, what do you think of the first flight into space? That's great, isn't it? See fucking stars and rocks up here. That's a perfect $250,000. And because they can't have any microwave, they'll be chowing down on space food. And they'll be like, oh yeah, Ryanair was better than this. And I think, so what's the point? It'd be boring. You can't go out on a spacesuit and fly amongst the stars, because that's health and safety. You'd just be looking at a porthole through stars and rocks. You think I could do that from a fucking telescope and save myself $250,000? He's already changed his name to Virgin Galactic, and he hasn't even fucking been. So he's going to go up there, change it to Virgin Galactic, fucking come back, and he says, Virgin fuck up. That's what the next name will be. But my friend sort of like said to me, Roger, are you a Trekkie? I said, no, I'm not a Trekkie. I hate physical exercise. He said, no, Star Trek. I said, oh, Star Trek. Oh, what a load of shite. I mean, I watched it kind of on YouTube, and it starts off the same. Stardate, 5482 BC. And that's already put me to sleep, hearing about all their logs. It's like, sort of like, Stardate, 5282 BC. Coffee machine's broken. Yeah, Shatner has shat himself all over the kind of bathroom, so I'm gonna have to get someone to scrub that. Oh yeah, data is at maximum usage, and I'm just so fucking depressed with this show. But the thing is, they say sort of like, you know, they say sort of like, you know, to go where no one's gone before. And he says, Dr. Sulu, where are we going next? Let me just check the star map. Hold on. Fucking star map? Well, we're going somewhere, you know, we're supposed to be the first one there. Well, so we could still visit these worlds. I'll just look at them on a map. I don't want to go there. Oh. And he says, oh, hang on, someone's coming through on the intercom. Oh, fucking hell, it's the Ewoks again. No, it's not the Ewoks, sir. This has got, you know, penis for eyes. I said, all right, what do you want? And he goes, I said, can we speak to someone in English? Hello, just me wife. Oh, so she says, right, you're in our galactic airspace. Oh, bollocks to it. You know, so I'm just going to fly straight through. Oh, you got a star map? Oh, yeah. Oh, we got TripAdvisor. Galactic. Ah, fuck off. And then wife pushes back on, all right, darling, all right. Ah, piss off. Set up the guns, but they got more guns than we have. I couldn't give a shit. And I'm already on my data pad saying, let's have a look at what Galactic TripAdvisor says. Oh yeah, this is great. Sort of like Vaggie Bingy 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 Bong. That's the planet. Yeah. Oh, Klingons ruined our trip. 2 stars. Oh yeah. Well, we're not going there. Next one. Oh yeah, this planet's sort of like in the middle of the galactic war. Didn't show it on the website. Oh well, shit happens. And this last one, 1.5 stars. This planet shouldn't even exist. Oh dear, over there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you've been a fantastic audience once again.
Hey,
Thank you
Roger.
and good night.
Oh, bravo. Well done. Another great time we're having here. Now, I want to put something in here. I'm going to type this in because this is Timmery's fabulous blog, which you guys can go to. And those who can't remember to go vote for the Abby Awards and all the rest, she puts them up there. You can look at that. But also, what you might not know on her blog, to the right are things of how to override a no-fly zone, how to fix disappearing mesh, tips for managing inventory, how to get your husband to come to bed with you. All sorts of really great shit goes on there. And, of course, we got Lizaday Solo coming up in a little bit. Lizaday's still in the house, right, Jamie?
He had to reboot.
She had to reboot. All right, well, I'm just about out of booting. But anyhow, let's go on and see, because we've got this behind us, which is in tribute to veterans and what have you. So here's something for them regarding camouflage uniforms wear policies, okay? In the Marines, work uniform to be worn only during training and in field situations. In the Army, you will wear it anywhere, anytime. In the Navy, you will not wear camouflage uniforms. They do not camouflage you on a ship, okay? That's the rule. And in the Air Force, we'll defeat the purpose of camouflage uniforms by putting blue and silver chevrons and colorful squadron patches all over them. That's my military joke for the night. You didn't laugh, so who cares? Okay, that's the end of that.
That's the joke.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Apparently, there's a new show on TV called How Dare You Take Your Own Life. I'm sure that's on a reality station. I'm sorry. Anyhow, there you go with that. And don't forget, you got to vote for the Abby Awards. Here we got a bunch of people. Best blog, Timmery over there, okay? Best comedian, you have a choice. You got Doc, you got me, you got Catboy, you got Roger990, and all those. You make your own mind up. Geo for recording. Sim is here. Subliminal for best participant. Let's see who else we got around here. We got Pearly for shortest skirt. She can get down in for that, but she's not wearing a short one. Yeah, Tindalia for prettiest gown, and let's see. Ooh, yeah, and Pretty Kitty for putting up with Doc. That's aggravated assault.
with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, exactly. So, believe it or not, that's about almost the show, and she's not here to set up. So I'm going to come off the stage in case she does show up, and then I'm just going to chat down here with all you guys. You guys can tell me what you think, what you want me to talk about. I'll talk about anything, okay? There's one thing for sure. We know on the left side of the room, or on the right side of the room, if you're facing the stage, we have the Republican way over there, Doc. And
that's profiling.
Yes, that sure is. I got to tell you something. I mean, I can't believe this shit. We shouldn't be listening in on anybody. Come on. You don't think everybody's listening in on everyone? Please, come on. The whole world's listening in on everybody. I mean, it's bullshit, man. I'm glad we're listening in. We should listen in twice as much and no more shit. And I don't even care. They can listen in. Maybe they get some techniques on masturbation that they didn't know. What? What? Yeah, seriously. That's all ridiculous stuff. There's so much stuff going on. I was hearing, now there's a whole thing about not bullying in school. You shouldn't be bullying. You shouldn't be saying anything wrong. Be nice. Come on, toughen up. Life's going to be a shit when you're an adult if you think everybody's going to be nice to you all the time.
I didn't get bullied in school. I got the shit beat out of me. You grew up.
Oh, I got that. Yeah, absolutely.
Because although I was one of the smallest kids, I always had the biggest mouth, and I had to make sure you knew about it. So.
Right. Right. I'm really sorry that I beat you up. Okay, I apologize. So does everybody else in the room.
Get in line.
And talk about docs, we have our own Doc Fran here in the house, who is now in the process of actually making clothing. Yeah, she's there studying Blender and everything else.
Yay!
We have Tindali. Are you still doing that show on Sundays? Is that still going on?
Saturdays.
Saturdays. Yeah, the snail race has been going on for what, 8 years or something now, right?
9 years.
9 years. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. And I used to go all the time until I got a girlfriend who messed up my entire Second Life operation.
Let us
Which
talk
was
to her.
better.
We'll set her straight.
Yeah, right. Bevy O is here too. Yeah, hey Bevy, how are you? And did you have something you wanted to share with us, Bevy? Because we got a couple minutes. Anything? Lots to laugh. Okay, LOL. Yeah. Yep. And let's see what else is here. Supremacy is here. Came in early. Was here, part of this whole show. We missed a few of our regulars. And you guys all have to bring friends in 2 weeks because Timmery and Catboy wants to have some people up here. No doubt about it. Yeah. And I guess we're not going to have a performer, huh? She's not showing back up?
No, she's actually just popped back.
Oh, look who just came in. Danny. Oh, look at this. Hi, Danny. You've been up in the rafters, Danny? I missed you up there. Hello. I saw you come in. Yes, I said hello to you right at the very beginning. Yeah, I know. And you can sit anywhere. You can sit next to somebody. You can do anything you want. Dolly is up there. Hello, Dolly. I didn't look way up there. How are you?
Thinker farted and he had to get down.
Oh, God.
Nice.
And Temperance. That's a beautiful blue dress you have on. The novice here. And let's see. Yeah. So this is our regular Tuesdays. You could be doing something else like paying bills. Yeah, right.
Being productive is overrated.
Yeah, now you can take a photo of your check and deposit right into your bank, right? Did you see that? You can do that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody been doing that for a while? Yeah. Sure. Especially if they're in the Syrian whatever networking group. I'm actually surprised that the Syrian whatever it was, you gotta wonder, should have given them computers right away. I think that'd be the way to do that, though. You know, instead of having all these battles and stuff, we just give them all computers, give them a frickin' copies of what is that? What is that thing? What is it? The war game? Call of Duty. Every time I hear Call of Duty, I have to go to the bathroom. I don't know what the hell that was. Yeah, right. Yep. Yeah, well, they say Obama plays video games. Yeah, apparently he killed Bin Laden in one of them.
Yeah.
Don't you love that they called it a joystick? It's a joystick, okay? Now, whoever named it was a joystick, that person had a lot of problems, but the rest of the people just went along with it, you know? You know, right, okay, it's a joystick. I don't know. I'm not touching it, all right? You call it a joystick. I call it, get the Lysol. All right, I'm out of jokes. I'm out of time. I'm out of everything. Anybody else have anything they want to go with? And Gio, thank you for filming this show once again and sharing it with the whole world. Yes, proving to a lot of the world that we're not doing shit here in America.
But we're doing it on the internet.
Yeah.
I apologize,
On the
folks. This is crashing. I apologize.
what?
We're not hearing you, Jamie.
I said my apologies, folks. This is crashing.
Wow.
I you know that? What is that? Like Morse code of Second Life? Oh God! You know, you want to see something interesting? Walk down the street and go. And see how many guys all of a sudden get excited.
You do that, and someone says, "Why'd you hang up on me last night?"
Who said hi? What? Who? Huh? Oh, somebody said hello to you, Cat. Somebody said hello to you. Ah, that was nice. Somebody just flushed their toilet.
Wonderful. Did you notice the Thinker got rid of a griefer? Magic and I.
I know. I got rid of the griefer.
Oh, you
I
got
did
it.
Yeah.
Naked guy with a
Yeah.
free penis.
Yeah. Thinker's joystick is a little slower nowadays.
No, it was a free penis.